Hello, and welcome to Fernando's Amazing Podcast, the show where we exploit our viewers for content.
That was for your ears only, Fernando.
Sorry, should I start again?
Whatever. Maybe it's better if it's explicit. You! If you want to see an echo of your own sad reality reflected back at you, this is the show for you.
Hi, I'm Fernando, and this is Gooseman. Why does our theme song suck so hard?
Really? That's what you want to talk about?
We need to hash this out. I can't be associated with something so tacky.
This is a talk show, we can be tacky.
That's where you're wrong. I will compose our theme song.
Ugh, you're gonna moan all over my show, aren't you?
We'll see. Isn't this...
What?
Isn't doing this kind of thing beneath my celebrity?
Seriously, it's not like you've done much to earn it recently.
Oh, I've been perfecting my sound.
Behavioral therapists have another name for that.
Hold your tongue. You can cut that last exchange.
Why would I? That was gold.
I don't want my fans to see my dark side.
This talk show is an exploration of truth. A warts and all account of two intrepid entrepreneurs launching a media empire from the deck of their trawler.
Okay, I've got an idea for a segment. I'll say a line and you can add music to it later.
Sounds good. Go for it.
Okay. What substance is smoother than silk? I have the answer. It is milk.
Alright, now what?
Did you add the music?
I will, yes.
The audience writes the next part.
Don't tell me, tell them.
Hello team. I'm Fernando. I am the host of this show. We met before. Write your suggestion for the next 2 lines of my song in the comments.
Looks like a storm's coming. Let's adjourn these proceedings until tomorrow. Go.
Okay, we're back.
Now I don't want to alarm you,
That's good.
but I asked the audience for some questions,
Yeah?
and we got about 600.
Okay.
So, let's get into it. Ivan Grekov asks, how do I attract female species? I can't grow a mustache. Do you think he's talking about women?
I can't advise him on any other species save one. Listen, believe it or not, some women are repelled by facial hair. So maybe just shift your focus to them. Also, if you want to give off an air of virility, try gluing ground coffee beans to your face. This will give you the appearance of a manly stubble, and you'll smell like coffee, which is nice.
He'll also smell like glue.
Some glues smell nice, and some girls like glue. That's all I'm saying.
Well, I don't have a mustache, but I bang.
That's great.
This one's for me, from Lord Valvatores. How would you describe having the honor/horror of basking in Fernando's musk? This is a damned good question.
Come on now.
No, you won't acknowledge this, and the people around you are usually too polite to make a big deal about it. Imagine you notice a luxurious-looking velvet tracksuit lying on the floor. You bend down to pick it up, but discover it's actually a passage. You crawl through the vaginal aperture of the tracksuit, through a long tunnel which eventually leads you to a cave lined with velvet and filled with ripe seals. That's what it's like sharing an enclosed space with Fernando.
Now really.
We've got about 50 favorite yogurt questions. I'm going to read 2. The first is from Vault Boy. What's your favorite yogurt to eat which keeps you so manly, fresh, and sexy? And from Nick Highland. What yogurt do you recommend to keep my chest mane as thick and luscious as yours?
Well, so-called experts will say you should eat Greek yogurt because it won't rot your teeth. But my favorite flavor is grape. I think the key lesson here is that constantly satisfying your darkest craving gives you the confidence to be manly, fresh, and sexy.
And the chest hair?
Basking shark oil. Thrice weekly. Trade secret.
I think he was looking for a yogurt flavor, by the way.
Well, we're straying into fetish territory here. I'm going to say apple cinnamon. Ooh, something tart perhaps, to mingle with the natural oils of the skin. Maybe rhubarb.
Yam Tagler wants to know, what's the most dangerous/erotic thing you've ever hunted?
Penguins.
Really?
Yeah, dangerous because it's so cold where the penguins are, and I don't wear shoes for spiritual reasons, so I almost lost my toes to frostbite. And erotic because just look at them. They're so round and smooth.
This question is for me, from LoveAnal69. How does it make you feel only singing the backup vocals for Fernando's songs? Does it make you feel like his bitch? No, not at all. If it's not obvious already, I'm the type of guy who doesn't need to be in the spotlight. I get to make music, sing a bit, but I don't have to put up with weirdos salivating all over me.
You probably shouldn't insult the listeners.
From The Final Hero, what is the weirdest thing a partner has asked you to do? I'm going to say this includes clients.
Well, one time a guy just wanted to play Scrabble with me.
Come on, that's not your weirdest story.
This is the weirdest tale I can share with a genteel audience. He beat me soundly and walked away flushed with the thrill of victory. I think that's what he was chasing.
It's Ivy Green asks, Fernando, how do you make your hair stay shiny? There were many later variations of this question. People want to know this.
Basking shark oil.
Thrice weekly?
Daily.
From Vault Boy, this one's for me. Seeing how you eventually ended up in the walrus pit, would be so kind and describe the feeling of being in one. Well, it's kind of like you're being held firmly by strong, incredibly smelly arms, all over, like 12 arms holding you. Combine that with the feeling of pissing a bed when you're a child, or an adult, and that feeling of spreading warmth just envelops you, and there's that wonderful moment where you're more awake than asleep, but you haven't yet realized what you've done. It's like that.
Whoa. Yeah, it's pretty wild.
Adam Robles wants to know, how long is your dong? This one's probably for you.
I will happily show Adam Robles for himself, if he can afford my rate.
Which is very low, let's be honest. Anime Watcher 10 asks, where is the walrus pit? Well, you know, I lose my bearings pretty easily. You head north from the Pleasure Dome and then there's a dirt path and you turn right. Don't go as far as Gimp Mountain, because if you do, well, it'll be the last thing you do as an anal virgin, put it that way.
Yeah, don't bother with that map from the resort. It's garbage. Ask a trustworthy local. If you see Randy, don't speak to her. She'll throw you in jail if you do.
This is from Rooster_Key. Fernando, what is the optimum moaning decibel level?
That's an easy one. Moan too loud and you're yelling. Moan too softly and you're whispering. There's a sweet spot. Find it. Let it rip. Heal.
This is for me, from Living Tar. Where does your name come from? From where is the source of the geese? This is a sad story. In fact, it's one that will make you lose respect for me, so let's just say it involves a combine harvester and 28 geese. The geese were privately owned, if that helps. Isaac Ramirez wants to know, are you dead? Well, I'm not one for philosophy, but if this world really is a hologram, then perhaps life isn't even possible.
I am alive right now. But the me that heard that question moments ago is dead. He's gone. Only I remain. But by the time you hear this, I too will be dead.
Fernando lives in the moment. Here's one addressed to you that applies to both of us from Tyler Knowles. Why doesn't Fernando wear anything other than a white tank top and black shorts?
I ordered 100 pairs of each from China, and I haven't worn through them yet.
As for me, one of my business associates expired, and he had a lot of clothes in his warehouse. The pink shirts, orange ties, and green pants were the only things that fit me.
I think if the audience reads between the lines, they will deduce that we are both incredible cheapskates.
Yep. Toasty with 5 exclamation marks says, I have a question for you, Fernando. How does one start on the road to becoming a legendary man-whore such as yourself?
Many man-whores' origin stories involve heartache and material deprivation. I'm no different. But also I am motivated by a desire to make people feel better, and most of all not have to do any lame work.
But also you're incredibly good at it.
Thank you. I'd sound arrogant if I said that about myself, but it's obviously true.
But then you started getting old.
Well, yes. You could have stopped, but you didn't.
Power Incarnate has a good one for you. Hey Fernando, can you teach me how to respect women?
It's easy for me. The way I look at it, every adult is a potential client.
Wow, so transactional.
In my experience, anyone could ask me to do anything. I facilitate the satiation of people's wildest imaginings. It doesn't make sense to treat women any different to men, at least until they signal to me how they want to be treated.
From Robert McIntosh. Fernando, where did you meet Princess, your magical flying rainbow goat?
After my father disappeared at sea, I was taken in by my mentor, Mr. Flaster. He taught me a lot of weird shit I've forgotten, and he gave me Princess, my precious angel who I miss very much. But I can't keep her in the office, or on this boat. She thrives in the jungles of Pleasure Island.
The way things have gone for us, I'd happily go back to Pleasure Island if we could afford the tickets.
We couldn't have known our perfume was lethal when applied more than is usual.
This one's from George Rodriguez Gonzalez, and it's something I've always wanted to know. Fernando, I was looking at the mussels hanging at the harbour side, looking the firm grip applied with their body hair-like filaments, and I couldn't stop me thinking about how you would do on that circumstances, hanging languid and delighted with the hair of your body attached to the side of a luxurious yacht filled with people of prestige.
That actually sounds like torture, so I'd probably be screaming in agony.
The question states that you are delighted.
Well, if that is so, I would probably breathe deeply and admire my surroundings. I'd let out a small moan of pleasure if anyone chose to give me an affectionate rub as they passed me by.
What a tranquil scene. Seafoam Fucker asks, if you would happen to meet a female clone of yourself that looks strikingly like you, only female, could you have a meaningful sexual and romantic relationship with them? Maybe even long term. Is it even ethical?
I am fortunate in that I have no sister, and my mother has long since passed. So any woman on planet Earth is a potential partner to me. The answer is yes, yes, and yes. If I met a beautiful woman with luxurious black hair, chocolate brown eyes, supple lips, and bright pink nipples, would I fall for her? Of course I would.
Hawkos of Donso says, I see the Manwhore Industries portfolio for this quarter doesn't contain walrus yogurt stocks. Why is that? Can't you philandering piss plonkers recognize equity when you see it? This question assumes we have money to waste on the stock market.
Walrus yogurt stocks? Why spend money on these items in a form that you can't consume?
Dick Faggotson wants to know, hey Fernando, what happened to your brother Hernando after the chimp heist?
Hernando, he smokes a lot of weed. I imagine he's doing that somewhere. If he needs me, he'll let me know.
Another Hernando-related question from Mark Hutchins. At one point, Hernando uploaded 2 gigabytes of himself reading the Bible in Russian to your website. What was his relationship with Sergey, or did he learn Russian elsewhere?
How do these people know about Sergey?
Yeah, this one worries me. Look, we have nothing to say about Sergey. We were not involved in his violent death.
And I doubt Hernando knew him.
This one's from Filth Nails. Will you guys ever release a full Portal Hole track? I kind of liked that show you half did before you got kicked out.
You must have been in the crowd at the open mic night. I didn't hear anyone cheering though. Anyway, here's some hard evidence that my side project is awesome.
Filth Nails only kind of likes it. I'd say Filth Nails is damning you with faint praise.
Well, Filth Nails might get what he or she kind of likes. I've got a lot more time on my hands now.
Oh, the thread has been made. This is from Shopee Star. Hey Fernando, have you ever seen Gooseman without his shades? Wow, what an invasive question.
No, never.
My eyes are very sensitive to light. The Vandral Retard asks, how can I make my mask as manly as Fernando? I can answer that one. Never bathe, and piss all over your legs occasionally.
Pah, a man's natural oils should define him.
There were about 6 different questions that statement answers. Here's a personal grooming question from Tom Robbins. Fernando, no matter how much luscious cream or steaming water I use, every time I try to shear my genitals to silky fetal smoothness, I develop the most awful and grotesque ingrown hairs and bruising blood blisters. Tell me, great Manwhore, do you know of a solution to my plight? Or should I simply defy the wishes of my many lovers and let my he-bush grow thick and wild as a spring meadow?
2 words. Never shave. Ever.
Spegta asks, hey Fernando, where can I order Essence of Manwhore? I can't find it no matter how many stores I check.
Oh jeez, I don't want to talk about this.
Yeah, look, one of our fans liked Fernando's perfume a little bit too much. He lathered it on, and what do you know? Liver failure. Ruined it for everyone.
Especially us.
Yeah, I called in every favor, but I couldn't make this one go away. This is from Dalton Becker. Hey Gooseman, what's your favorite brand of clothing? Also, I feel you should know your name has the word semen in it.
I think we've covered the clothing question.
Well, kind of. Let me check the tag on my shirt. It says go to hell. Casey Molden asks, hey you two, Casey here. I was sort of hoping for your advice. It's sort of been a hard road for me up to this point, filled with tragedy, heartache, and little sleep. Long story short, can you give me your top 3 suggestions on where to hide a body?
This one's for you.
Yeah, I don't know why you would say that, Fernando.
If you did know about this sort of thing, what would you say?
Yeah, if I was qualified to answer this, I would say, why bother hiding? Alibis and gloves, that's all you really need. If you're past that point, then you've probably succumbed to passion and haven't thought things through. You'll probably rot in jail.
No more questions like that, please.
I agree. This one's from De Jaego, and it's more of a suggestion for a segment, so it's a good segue out of the questions. He says, podcasts have become synonymous with Dungeons and Dragons. And you know what? It'd be pretty damn fun to listen to you two trying to roleplay.
Roleplaying is essential to my work, and sometimes I have found myself in a dungeon of sorts, but dice are rarely required.
Well, I have one here I got from the nerd shop.
What the hell is that?
This is known as a 20-sided dice.
I find it intimidating. I'm gonna hit the head while you roleplay.
Let's roll to find out whether you succeed or not.
You want me to roll this? Okay.
3.
Shit.
You stagger towards the head, your abdomen taut like a basketball, yearning for slow dissipation.
Okay, I'm just gonna...
No, stay here. You reach the tiny, smelly cabin. You fumble with the straightforward elastic of your short shorts. You start thinking about a beautiful woman you saw at the grocer yesterday, and you start to get hard while you're pissing.
What is this?
An unusually large swirl throws you off, and you struggle to control your reasonably hard chubber. You piss all over the seat.
Are you finished?
Are you? No, you're not. Piss splashes on the floor and down your right leg. Finally, you finish. You stuff it back into your tiny shorts and waddle away. You don't bother to clean the piss up because you're a savage.
I don't like this game.
Sorry, but that was probably our best segment. If anyone has any suggestions for scenarios we could roleplay, let us know in the comments section. Okay, so that's probably enough for now.
Already? How long is this show?
It's an internet show. It's as long as I say it is. Wrap it up.
Thanks for watching our show, and if you could tell Gooseman it sucks in the comments below, then we can go back to the office and put this sad episode behind us.
Yeah, about that. I leased the office.
What? Why?
Well, to fund this show, obviously.
But that was my home.
Your home is this trawler for now. Read the card.
Let us know in the comments section what you'd like to see in future episodes, segments, guests, whatever, and suggest the next lyrics for my milk song from before.
Fernando, any closing thoughts?
I thought I was the host.
Okay, well ask yourself if you have any closing thoughts.
Closing thoughts. Yeah, to make good art, you must suffer. And by suffer, I mean stay pure. And by stay pure, I mean not jizzing. That's why I'm a terrible artist.
Ah, is this your way of explaining why you haven't written a song in 2 years?
Yep, I've been jizzing too much. Like, way too much. We are the only mammals that can dissipate artistic energy into reproductive fluid. It's simple biology.
I've just made a connection. The last time you wrote a song
Was after I got kneed in the groin under the overpass. I couldn't jizz for 2 whole days. Then I could jizz, but very painfully.
I told you the people down there are not your friends.
You were right, but in a more true way, you were wrong. Because as a result of that injury, I was briefly creative.
So now that our careers have bombed and we're living in close quarters on this trawler, you're gonna stop jizzing?
I would not say that, no.
I guess our dry spell will continue.
Dry is not the adjective I would use.
Hopefully this podcast will stimulate your juices.
Well, yes. All that being said, I made a theme song while you were sleeping last night.
Ah, so that's what you were doing in the wheelhouse. I thought you were, you know.
That's exactly what I was not doing. That's how I was able to create this piece of music.
Alright, till next time.